Today I wanted to talk about purchasing cosplays, and in this topic I just want to touch briefly on my own thoughts and opinions about buying versus making cosplays, but more importantly I wanted to share the 3 things that I do when I am looking to upgrade and polish a purchased cosplay. First of all, in general thoughts and opinions, I love buying cosplays. I buy most of my cosplays. I'm looking at my cosplay rack over there. And I think it's great. Whether you're buying a whole costume or whether you're buying store-bought items to assemble to make a costume, I think it's great. It's simple, it's convenient. And in this day and age, cosplay is really about cosplaying. It doesn't have to be all about crafting. It's just about portraying and experiencing characters and meeting other people. I mean, again, this is just my opinion, but just want to start with my 2 cents, which is I think buying cosplays is fantastic. However, with that said, when you purchase a cosplay, it's obviously not going to fit perfect. There might be some problems with the materials, or you might just have things that you would like to be done differently than how the manufacturer did it. And so that's why I'm going to talk you through adjusting and upgrading a store-bought cosplay today. In this video, I'm going to be referencing my Yume no Tabira Ellie cosplay. This one was bought from, I forget which store, one of the many stores, back when I was in a Love Live dance group. It's actually been upgraded twice. Once, when I was in the group, we did it all together so all our costumes matched, and then after I left the group, I got to redo it to be more in line with my own tastes as well. So yeah, I will be making reference to this cosplay in particular, because this is the cosplay that I feel I have done the best glow up to, but the tips are universal, they just need to be tweaked depending on what costume you're doing. So yeah, I will be probably poking my mannequin and accidentally grabbing her boobs again. I probably cut the first bit, but there's been a lot of accidental mannequin boob grabbing, and I'll be putting reference pictures up on this side. So, let's get to it. So, the first issue with store-bought cosplays is that the fit will generally be slightly off. Like with most off-the-rack clothing, things are never, or at least rarely, going to fit you perfectly. And even if you order a custom-made cosplay, especially from some of the more mass-produced kind of places, the fit's generally off. This was a custom size, and I actually got this costume twice because the first time it was massive. I am a larger girl, but it's like they thought I was underreporting my measurements by 20 centimeters, and it was just, I was swimming in it. And so one of the girls in my Love Live group complained, got it resent to me, and it was equally as big. So in the end, I just took it in, and I've got 2 of this costume. But anyway, so that's tip number 1, is adjust the fit. So in this case, this was mostly the bodice. I increased the darts of the seam there and added a dart along there as well. It's not the neatest sewing job I've ever done, but it's covered by the overlay, so I don't really care. And that was all I had to do with this one. I didn't have to adjust the length or the sleeves or anything like that. Depending on what costume you have purchased, you may have to make other adjustments. Bear in mind, like with all sewing, like with all clothing, it's easier to take in than let out. So if you are buying a cosplay, buy it to match whatever your largest measurement is. Say you're busty, or you're bottom heavy, or whatever, or you're very tall. Buy it to match your biggest, measurement, because you can always take the rest in. You can't really let it out, or if you can, it's going to be a pain in the butt. But adding in some darts, no problem, easy as pie. And if you're not much of a sewing person, which might be a reason why you have bought a cosplay rather than making it, safety pins. Put some safety pins on the inside. No one will see, and as long as you don't stab yourself, you still look fine. Now before I continue, I will say I'm listing these as step 1, 2, 3. You can do any of them. You can do all of them. Do them in any order. It's the way that's logical for me to order things. So the second thing to do after you've adjusted the fit of the clothing is see if there are any parts or accessories that can be replaced. For example, this costume came with an absolutely horrifying flower crown. Like, I mean, sure, it looks like what the girls have in the anime, but it does not translate well to real life. And so this has been replaced, it's slightly mangly, with a flower crown that lights up. I don't know if that's going to be too visible, but it does have an actual little battery pack that I hide under the ponytail, and that lights up, which is nice, and it looks a lot better on a human being. In addition to the flower crown, this cosplay I have replaced the gloves with some nice lace gloves, the stockings with some nice sheer thigh highs with lace on the top, and the choker with, currently I just have a, what's it called? Ribbon. Some more of this ribbon here because this is a really beautiful gradient blue sparkly ribbon, which I thought was absolutely perfect for Ellie, and there's no way I was going to not use it. When it was with the group, we did different chokers, so we all matched. I still got it, but it's not my preference, so whatever. So that is a very quick and easy way to upgrade your cosplay, is just forget about the main garments, but all the little bits, which will probably be, in most cases, a little bit cheap and nasty, it just tends to be how it is. Simply upgrading those can really boost the look. It gives you an opportunity to add more detail and also to personalize things a little, because like I say, with the flower crown, sure, what they provided is more accurate to the anime, but this looks better. So it's also a way that you can add a bit of personal flair. Just some quick examples off the top of my head of what you may be able to upgrade. So yeah, it's headwear, it's legwear, it's any kind of accessories or jewelry, belts, potentially even things like corsets. If it's a character who's meant to be corseted, the corset you get will probably be pretty flimsy. If you can afford to buy a proper steel-boned corset instead, that would improve both your silhouette and the actual overall appearance. I mean, obviously, what accessories come with the cosplay depends on the cosplay, but you get the gist. And then finally, we get to modifying the costume itself beyond the fitting tweaks that you should have already done. And so this is where you add trims, replace trims, and all of that. So on this cosplay, there are sequins on the hem of the skirt, sequins on the edges of the sleeves, and as I mentioned earlier, I replaced the ribbon with this beautiful gradient blue stuff, which, oh my gosh, I love it. It's my absolute favorite thing. So obviously, because this one is an idol costume, and for reference here is the, you know, actual costume of the chick who voices Ellie in performance. Obviously, like, the silver is a bit off what hers is, but you can see that, in a sense, this costume has ended up being a bit of a hybrid between what's in the anime versus what's worn live, by just sort of really leaning into those idol vibes. Obviously, some costumes don't have many trims, but especially for girly things, they'll normally be lace to look out for, or places where you could add some lace or add some trim, and just things that you could improve in general. So there you have it. Those are my 3 ways that I improve a store-bought cosplay. Like I said at the start, I really genuinely think that buying cosplays is really awesome and you absolutely should do it, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with, if you do buy a cosplay, making it your own, making it a little bit better, making it more accurate, or making it more unique. It's your cosplay, do what you want with it, as long as you feel good and you're having fun. I hope you enjoyed that little exploration of spicing up cosplays with me, and until next time, bye bye! So yeah, I'm going to be referring to her. Oop, I grabbed her boob. Hi.